I just love what I get to do every day. This is how I'm starting the show. I do. I love what I get to do every day.
Sure.
I'm going to chat with my friend Amber today. How about that? We're just going to talk. You guys talk amongst yourselves. So this is Amber with Salon Sustainability. AMBER Salon Sustainability. That is the name of her brand. She is incredible. This is, I think, the third time you've been on the show, and there's been, I don't know, 19,000 shows. That's what it feels like lately. But through this pandemic, through the racial unrest, through all of the insanity, I want to touch every healer, and I want to touch without touching them, because we are socially distanced, even in this video today, as best we can. But we're here at the Ring, which is the only well-certified building in the country. It's not true. There's one in Boston, but I'm from New York, so I don't like to give them credit. So we both have offices here in a well building. We're all about sustainability. We're all about feeling good. We're all about doing better every day.
Yep.
And Amber and I have been having a lot of talks about hair. And if you follow me on social, on my personal page, I showed you all my new wig that I love. Don't you love it?
It's gorgeous. It's perfect.
Well, it's perfect because I won't have to do my hair anymore. And we're doing all these shows, you know, there's not a lot of time to do my hair.
Fair enough.
But if I was to do my hair, I'm going to see Amber, because Amber knows that all drains lead to the ocean. And so there's no toxins. But the point of this show today specifically is all about hair loss. You find this coming out of your brush? Good, because that's what we're talking about today. So I know I don't have this issue. I don't have hair loss. I have a lot of hair. But I do have a lot of people in my life, because of the industry I work in, and because my mom had breast cancer, and because I have a lot of friends that have suffered from hair loss. This is a traumatic incident.
Mm-hmm.
I would really call it traumatic.
Absolutely, it's traumatic. It takes away the womanhood, or
yes,
that's how it's been described to me before. Yeah,
because it's bad enough to get a diagnosis of breast cancer, rheumatoid arthritis. There's the one I can never pronounce, tricha. Forgive me. Alyssa would know how to say it. But there's so many ways that we lose our hair, but one of the main ways is through stress. So I want to talk, because before Amber built this incredible brand, you were a hairdresser.
Sure. Yeah.
And you own many salons that were here in Pinellas County, the only organic salons here in Pinellas County. And I wanted to talk about some of the experiences that Amber had with her clients that were suffering from hair loss. So we could provide you with some solutions, because it's horrific enough what we're going through, Amber. The added stress of then trying to look halfway decent because you've lost your hair on top of your diagnosis. I can't even imagine.
Sure.
So what were some of your experiences like, speaking to some of the women and men that were losing their hair?
Yeah, so hair loss is, goodness, it's kind of runs its gamut on a lot of people with a lot of different, or in a lot of different ways. I would say the primary thing that a woman sees is it's a hormonal effect. And that can just be a hormonal effect from pregnancy, a hormonal effect from age, you know, something on a hormone fluctuation in your body. It definitely shows in your hair. Right? I mean, people, that's why you can snip hair and drug test it, because so much is held in the hair.
Yes.
In the hair, excuse me.
Yeah.
So it's a reflection of your life and what's going on in your health on the inside. It definitely shows through your hair strands. But also, hormones are highly affected from stress, and that creates hair loss. And when I opened my first business, I mean, I I remember taking my hand over the top of my head and feeling all the little spikes because the density of my hair had decreased so much, where I didn't notice the hair loss because I had thick hair. But when it was coming back in, or the change, I could see all of these little hairs everywhere. And then you notice it with pregnancy, and the most common factor is stress. Someone's hair can start to fall out if they're training for a physical event, like a fitness competitor. I remember seeing that. They are stressing their body, changing their diet drastically, right, to cut weight, and then their hair comes out in clumps as a result. So that's just stressing the body in a different way. But mentally, mental health, stress, it has the same reaction. So if someone's going through a divorce or starting a new business or have new children, it's all of that.
Just one child could cause that kind of stress.
Yes.
So when somebody would come into your salon and they were losing their hair, what was the conversation like? And what were you able to provide for them to help them?
Yeah, so it's, that's a conversation that's, there's somewhat of a fine line because, of course, we're not medical professionals, but we do see the scalp and the hair.
But all of us are telling all of our business to our hairdresser.
It's true. So we did have a machine a microscope where we could actually look at the follicle and the scalp magnified 10,000 times. Seeing it on that level, you can identify if there's like a buildup issue or a bacterial issue, something like that that's topical that we can address.
Is that the pictures that you showed me today?
Yes.
So you're going to see a flash of those pictures in just a moment.
Yeah, so that particular picture was one treatment, like a before and after in-house. But it's beyond that, then we use some high frequency on the head, help activate the follicle, stimulate it, and we have a whole system that for anti-hair loss and hair growth to perform within the salon. And then there's take-home products that people can utilize. The technology or the product is based on Scandinavian bioscience, which is phenomenal technology that people would fly from around the world to experience. And we have it packaged and put into retail products available for the end consumer to use with proven results. Like it's clinically proven to grow hair. So, yeah.
So I was definitely inspired to have this particular conversation today because of the post that I put up. And I saw some people sharing, and then they were going to reach out to Bravadas, which is an incredible client of mine that provides this beautiful hair. For me and so many others, and they really focus on clients that have lost their hair, losing their hair. And I find it so fascinating that what a difference it can make. If it made a difference for me to just know that I haven't had my hair highlighted since, I don't even know, March, February, dare I say January, and putting this on top of my head and having all of this fullness, and I'm not losing my hair, how it made me feel like it was exciting, And I started thinking about all of the people that were losing their hair because of stress, especially right now. I mean, the stress is at an all-time high. Anxiety is at an all-time high. I don't think that we talk about our mental health as much as we should be. But certainly when you have this added stress, to know that you can have a solution, and even if somebody was to get a topper or a wig, while they're having that done and putting that on their head to make them feel good temporarily, then to use the products to help regrow the hair.
Right, exactly.
So how have the results been of those products?
So within 30 days, people see a dramatic change. You can see physically with the camera, the hair is growing, but it also enables you to see the difference between the follicle when you start the process and then after you've been having treatments and products at home, because a healthy follicle will have multiple hairs coming out of it. And it's just clear as day because we have the ability to physically see it with our eyes that this is happening, which then that helps somebody to then maintain it longer. Because when a hair is growing, after 30 days, they might just feel that little bit of a spike, you know, and it's not all the way down yet, you know, but it's about getting multiple hairs to generate from one follicle. The density changes. So someone, I would always say, like, put your fingers in your hair here and feel the thickness, like feel the density change. And then you know that this is, you know, it's a journey, but you're going to have the hair growth and the hair density back that you want.
Yeah, I mean, because it is one thing to put a wig on, but knowing that there's something happening underneath in the meantime, and the possibility of having that strength within your hair again is really wonderful. I was thinking while you were talking I'm going to have Dr. Mudgill back on, because he does hair PRP. A lot of a lot of physicians are doing hair PRP. And a lot of what I realized when I put the post up last night, and one of the reasons I did the show, because, you know, I have time to do this every day. I do love it because I feel like I'm bringing value to the community. When I see that people don't know that there are people like yourself that have these products that are good for the environment, that have no toxins, that help your hair. I mean, my hair underneath this fabulous wig, my hair has never been healthier. And it feels great to know that I'm doing something good for the environment, right? So not everybody realizes that there are these choices. So I remember even having a conversation with Bravadas and thinking, well, this really needs to be a part of the medical community, because my doctors that I know are doing hair PRP.
Right, but hair PRP is an investment.
Yes.
Most definitely. It's a wonderful process.
Yes.
But you cannot leave and swing by a drugstore or utilize dare I say junk, right?
Yes.
Because you're
junk.
It's counterintuitive to
say
what you
shit, Amber.
what did you just spend all your money on? Like, you should be maintaining it with something that's creating more growth and more strength. We are not going to have the ability to have the change that a PRP treatment would, but when you marry these things together, you know, or it doesn't take away from somebody's, you know, extensions or wig, but it does give them a long-term journey or goal, and that it can feel really confident and good about.
Yeah, and so funny because this whole week is probably just going to be about hair. Who knew? I saw Dr. Saeed from Tampa Bay Concierge, one of my faves, one love if you're watching. He posted a male client of his that has alopecia, which is a huge client base for Bravadas wigs. And I immediately put not just Bravadas, I started tagging Bravadas and AMBER Salon Sustainability, because I do believe that there should be, it's not just one thing, right? It's just like how I feel about health in general. Like, your physical health is one thing, but it starts with your mental health. And then, you know, it leads to all these wonderful things. If you're going to take care of your mental health, then you're probably going to start doing meditation or yoga or walking in nature. And then if you're taking care of your mind and your body, well, shit, you probably should be taking care of your hair and all the products that go into your system. And I think that there's so many great collaborative moments that people don't necessarily know about, and that we all really need to collaborate with each other.
Well, sure. Because if you think of how many, offering a hair growth system in a hair salon is much easier and more attainable than PRP service. So the amount of product that we were able to move, or clients that we see, you know, as a community of these natural hairdressers, that's a big referral source, whether it be then to go into, you know, they need an extension piece or a wig, or they want to go PRP route. You know what I mean? It's a very synergistic flow of business.
My business brain is blowing up while we're on camera. I'm thinking about all of the clients and friends in the medical industry that I know that do PRP.
Mhm.
I've never thought, because I think it's such a fantastic service to provide, because hair loss is, yes, it's a physical thing, but it is so much more mental,
Mhm.
because it's going to affect somebody's self-esteem. So I've never thought, well, that's great that you're doing hair PRP, but what are we marrying with that?
Yeah.
I got some. We got to talk to Dr. Michael, Dr. Green, got to talk to Dr. Saeed Khalid. Yes, there's a lot of people that are doing it that I think should have the products to sustain.
Sure.
Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
I thought so. I've been hanging out with you a lot lately, so I'm learning a lot. So is there anything else? Because I'm going to go tomorrow for a scalp treatment
Mhm.
that is part of.
So you're going to be seeing Kathy, and she is our global educator for the naturally Scandinavian bioscience scalp therapy.
You see, I'm going somewhere good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
First of all, it's a phenomenal experience.
Oh, I can't wait for somebody to be rubbing on my head.
For almost an hour, you're going to get a great blowout in style, but you're going to feel. I describe it as a facial for your head, because we maintain our skin and our face, but
Yes.
we don't maintain our scalps like we should. So everyone can benefit from a scalp treatment, a therapeutic scalp treatment. Wake up your follicles and just blood flow and have lots of good, relaxing experience to partner with it. That's good for your mental health. But after, your hair is going to feel incredible. Your scalp's going to feel incredible, super clean, super light. So I want you to experience it so that you can meet Kathy, because she's so well educated, and she is truly an expert at this, but also to just really enjoy and have the mental escape for yourself too.
Well, I can honestly tell you, when I go and get my hair done, and the last time was at Flock in Clearwater, and they started doing a scalp treatment on me, I always say, can this be 2 hours versus my lights? Because it does, it feels so good. And who doesn't like to have their head rubbed?
Right, exactly.
But it's also doing good things for my scalp.
Right. So she specializes with women who have hair loss as well, or hair treatments, and she's a fine hair expert, and that is her niche. So you'll get a lot of great information by it.
And what's the name of her place?
She works at Salvo's Beauty Salon on Drew,
in Clearwater. Lucky us, that's where we are. Well, thank you, Amber, for joining us today. I love, So I've been my mom always used to say that when I was doing my makeup as a kid, I would always do this with my lips, and I'm doing it all the time now. Every time I put the wig on, I don't know what that's about.
It's bringing you back.
Oh, I could do my Cher impression before we go. Ready, everybody? Can you believe myself? Like, how did you? It's insane, right? Okay, right, here we go. If I could turn back time. Bye, everybody. Oh, I'm ending the meeting where I should be hitting stop. I tell you what, a pandemic, we really do this to you, You do share on a video and you wear wigs and try to have some fun every once in a while, right? Peace out, everybody. So don't forget, if you mention that you have seen the show or listened to the podcast, Thai Technology, 3 months for free.